Hey everyone, Mac here, continuing our 100% career guide. We're now on the Los Angeles level. This is going to include all of the goals as well as all of the on-map pickups you can grab. I actually struggled a little bit with grabbing the high score here, or the 6 score, like very quickly. This ended up being a decent line that I could start with a 900 and then get a grind or two in and tweak out with a couple of manuals at the end. This isn't the only line, but if you want to do it quickly and effectively, this isn't a bad place to start. I also did grab the hidden deck on that combo. We then move on to skate, finding the S to our right on a little ramp here. We can find the K on the circular fountain, grind that halfway around to point yourself back at the central building here, grabbing the A. The T can be a little bit awkward. The easiest way is probably just to wall ride and then wally up to a grind. And then the E is kind of across the street from where the T is. I made it a little bit more awkward than it had to be to grab it, but it's in between this little hung over transfer. Here we'll have to do a 1-footed Japan with the tower Poppin gap. For the 1-footed Japan, I believe it's up and to the right, and you have to press B twice to tweak it into a 1-footed Japan versus a normal Japan. Grab that in one combo with the gap in order to unlock it. Next we have free balling, which is a super easy goal. Go to the kind of skate park in the center of the area. Here you'll find these two giant kind of concrete rock spheres and just kind of jump into them. I tried to use Y to like grind on them, but knock them off for that. Next we can start the earthquake by completing 4 unique grinds on these red rails. The first one here you have to hold all the way through for the eastern quake rail. Then on this side near the tree, we can find the southern quake rail. Go up the hill back towards the spawn on this rail for the northern quake rail. And through the middle of the building, you can find your last one to start the earthquake and break the bridge in the middle of the map. Only after we've done the earthquake can we stop the car chase. So go ahead and grind up this line to the top of the building and then boneless onto the now broken highway. Get across and you'll have to grind up on the ledge near the car on the right hand side, and if you grind over it you'll stop the car chase. Our final goal before we go for things like stat points and cash is to grab the secret tape, head up that rail and towards the earthquaked bridge. You'll have to jump off this kicker and go across this gap twice in order to get the secret tape before landing in the park down below. The next thing we'll go for are stat points. You will need to collect these things if you do want to 100% the career, by the way. Our first stat point is found on the line to the left-hand side. I apologize for the cut and the change of a tire. This is between clips. If you go towards the fountain here, you can use it like a kicker for the over-the-fountain gap. That throws you up into the stat point. Now we can go towards the center of the map where the purple structure is. If you grind along this rail right here, there is another stat point, which I already had, so you won't see me pick it up, but that grind should allow you to get it quite easily. And then our final stat point, not far from the fire truck, can be found pretty high up in between this gap for cold chillin'. The next item pickup we'll go for are cash, and for the first one here, we'll come up to the top of the building using the line. Once we're at the top here, along the outer edge of the railing, you can find a piece of cash. Use that railing to throw yourself into the middle of the map, and along this curved red piece of concrete, you can find your second cache. Drop down and go towards this purple structure again, grinding it to the corner on the opposite side of the street. Once on this roof, you can wall ride a billboard for another piece of cash, and then go again towards the fire truck at the end of the road, finding your final piece of cash here on the right-hand side. Last but not least, we'll go for the Iron Galaxy logo. Go towards where we did the 1-footed Japan, and here you'll have to do a little bit of a gap, ideally landing in a grind. If you continue this grind across a small gap, you'll get a gap called Their Grate and Doorway Hopper. If you activate these two, you should open up this right here, which opens up another vent, allowing you to now exit out of this area where we weren't able to previously before. And now if you head back to the beginning of the mission and grind up to the top of the building where we've been quite a few times now, the little glass door that was here should now be broken. Ideally, you want to acid bomb into here instead of almost falling off like I did, but in the center you can find that logo. Thanks for watching. Hope it was helpful. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.